Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are here for a little pop-up reading. It's a beautiful morning, and I was up all night with fear and anxiety and stress, and I just feel called to do a reading to help myself and to help all of you, because I know there's so many of us dealing with financial worries. And I have my little fake money here, as I always do, as like a little nightly routine to count my money. There's also a lot of people being abruptly moved out of situations. I know there's things going on in my reality where things are shifting and moving, and yeah, there's just a lot going on. So we're gonna kind of clear the energy. I'm going to be here to bring you all some peace and calm and soothing messages. So let's open sacred space. Let's call in our guides and get some comfort and get some clarity. All right. We got some Palo Santo. Gonna let it burn for a little bit. Smells so good. Okay, here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me. Bless my cards. Bless my beautiful viewers. We got a lot of smoke today. I decided to do 4 sticks. I think there's 4. Yeah. I know my energy is intense, so I want to make sure I am super clean and clear for all of you. And first message as I'm putting out the incense is that whatever you're waiting for is so close. And sometimes it takes one tiny shift in your everyday life to open up space to let it in. So it could be cleaning out a closet. It could be making that phone call to somebody. Finally stopping the pattern. I think this is a big theme right now, as everybody's being forced to be really uncomfortable in whatever situation they're in, whether it's with family dynamics, which is happening in my family, whether it's financial situations, which are happening with some of my clients. But we're really being forced to look at what is the pattern that keeps repeating. And if it keeps repeating in your reality, we have to look at it and say, okay, you can't solve your money issues by getting more money. That doesn't do it. You're just going to create an even bigger problem if you have more money in the future. Sorry, I feel like I have a hair on me. So whatever you're struggling with, if you were to get more of that thing, like if you're struggling with a relationship and you're like, oh, I'm just going to leave that relationship and go get another one, that's not going to solve your issue. You have to go to the principles behind the issue. Like, what are your money principles? What are your relationship principles? And what I mean by principles are, for money, let's just say, are you in debt? Are you tackling the debt? Are you paying it down? Or are you just letting it build and build and build? And that's been your pattern. Maybe you get into debt and then you get out of debt. You get into debt and then you get out of debt. And you're being shown right now maybe a financial struggle to get you to see that you need to stop letting it build. You need to first be healthy and say, let me make a plan to create more abundance, to pay this debt down, and then to never let it build again. And that could be the money principle that you need to adopt. So getting more money and just paying off the debt is not going to solve the issue. The issue is you changing how you handle your money and taking it seriously and saying, okay, if this is a pattern, how can I really just stop it for good? So let's say it's relationships. Maybe you relationship hop, or maybe you are just somebody who obsesses about somebody. Every time you get in a relationship, it becomes like an addiction for you and you become like codependent. And I'm being guided to pick a card on that right now. We're going to do Light Seers Tarot. So maybe you're somebody who gets super clingy super fast. The message isn't then to go just find somebody else. Yeah, because it's like quicksand. you feel like you're drowning. You feel like you're falling and there's no way out and there's no air. And that first message that I was saying was like, whatever you're going through, there's going to be a solution. God's going to bring you the answer. It's going to bring you the miracle. But sometimes the universe and your higher self need you to learn the lesson. And it could be just your awareness around journaling. Okay, I can see my pattern with money. I choose differently. From here on out, I'm committing for the rest of my life to be cognizant of my spending, to make a plan, to pay this down, to feel really invigorated that I didn't have somebody come and save me. You know what I mean? So you're literally energetically writing it in your journal that you're making a plan to never let this happen again. The Five of Cups is like wallowing. The cups are all about emotions. So this could be relationships, but feeling like you're drowning in a relationship, feeling like everything sucks, nothing's good, nothing good is ever going to come into your life. It's just the woe is me kind of energy. If you can look at her, that's how she is. And that's the energy I'm getting today. And she's also like kicking that bowl over. So it's almost like self-sabotage. I'm listening to a book called The Mountain Is You. I highly recommend it. But it talks about self-sabotage and what we need to do to stop it, to stop ourselves from literally like creating the one thing we don't want. That card just jumped. Yeah. And then when you learn the lesson, look what happens. The World card. You complete the karmic loop. This is a karmic loop for me. This is how I interpret this card. I don't think I've ever heard anybody else say that, but maybe they have. And we all just are saying, similar things. But this, to me, this is a girl is standing in her loop and she's like, I finally learned the lesson. So for, a lot of us, we go through struggle, right? We go through that pain, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a loss, whether it's a financial loss. And in our innate nature, we're all inner children, right? So we all want to be saved. So that part of us that's looking to be saved, we have to transmute that and say, I save myself. I work with spirit. I work with God. I don't need another human being to come in and swoop me off my feet and give me more love or give me money to get me out of the situation. And don't get me wrong, like people can help in those situations and they will, the universe will bring them if you're committing to closing the karmic loop, right? So that's why sometimes when you have to move or move in with family, like they're there to help you because you're learning some sort of lesson as you're transitioning the spiritual path. And maybe it's humbling you to go live with somebody else. And you're learning the lesson of being humble and not worrying about what people think of you if you're not living on your own or, like the lesson of shame. You're embracing the shame of having to live with a family member. That's you closing the loop. You're saying it's okay. I'm okay to have I'm okay to be doing this. There's no shame in it. There's no shame in having a certain type of job. But sometimes we're guided to go do those things to overcome that limiting belief or that self-hate. We attract the situation that we need to overcome. So if you're judging other people for their job or for what they're doing, in the future, you might be called to do a job similar to that to kind of put you in your seat and say, hey, you judged them. So now we're going to make you feel what that person felt. So we don't want to judge anybody. At the bottom of the deck was just the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, Four of Swords. And this landed on my my incense tray, which kind of reminds me of like burning it to the ground. You're burning your old life. You're letting go. This is a healing. This is somebody recovering after a divorce, after a breakup, but it's like you had to burn down the ego-driven lifestyle to now rebuild. So somebody's in the bird's nest recovering after a really tough battle. And I said battle. You guys, look what's at the bottom of the deck. This is my battle card. You've literally tried everything and nothing's working. So you're surrendering. Okay, I just heard two more cards. Wow, Ace of Cups. So after this long battle, you're surrendering to some sort of connection. You're saying, I can't avoid this any longer. I have to go where my heart is. And maybe this karmic loop is you surrendering to the idea that maybe you held shame about who your partner is. And maybe you had to overcome that fear of them not being who you thought they'd be, or I'm getting a sense that, somebody held a judgment about somebody else and now they're surrendering and saying, man, I'm so sorry I judged you. Like, you're a beautiful soul just like me. We just happen to maybe have different jobs, or maybe we happen to have live in different countries or live in different states, and maybe different economic backgrounds. But you're learning that, like, love is love and people are people and we're all equal. And the game is over. Now it's time to heal and rest after a really long journey. Okay, I said I was going to do 2 cards. Was that just one? I don't remember. We're going to do another. We did the Ace of Cups. Yeah, let's do one more. Okay. Okay, the Two of Wands. It's a decision you're going to have to make. Do you leave home and go travel the world? Go travel with a partner? Go start that business? It's making a decision. You're choosing between 2 options. This is kind of the leap of faith card, in my opinion. I mean, the Fool is the leap of faith, but this is kind of like, are you going to let your fear stop you from going out and seeing what the world has to offer? Or are you going to stay safe where you live and not explore it? Okay, I have like every single one of my decks out here. I'm actually going to pull a Course in Miracles card because I felt like all the stress and anxiety that I've had in the last 24 hours, I would like some guidance from God. So this is my God deck. Course in Miracles is a wonderful book. If you have not read it or skimmed through it or watched any lessons on YouTube about it, it's basically like a journey back home to your heart and learning forgiveness and compassion for all people, including yourself. The Holy Spirit speaks through me today. The Holy Spirit's voice is as loud as your willingness to listen. Let's repeat that. The Holy Spirit's voice is as loud as your willingness to listen. So if you're not willing to listen, it's going to be a whisper. If you're really open and saying, move me, universe, I will go where you want me, you'll hear that. I always think the Holy Spirit is just your intuition. It's your heart. And it's saying, hey, I'm going to show you the way. I'm going to speak through you. You don't have to worry about the right thing to say. It'll just come out. All right, one more message. Today belongs to love. Let me not fear. If you knew who walks beside you on the way that you have chosen, fear would be impossible. So this is you maybe thinking about taking that leap and going towards that thing that you're wanting to do. And if you knew who walked beside you, and if you knew you had all the money and all the resources, you would do it. You would step out of this apartment and you would go, or this home, or this city. Today belongs to love. Let me not fear. So if you were like me and you woke up in the middle of the night with anxiety, worried about your life, worried about where you're going next, worried about your family, we just have to trust that anxiety, when you're in that emotion and that moment, you just say, you talk to yourself. Like, this is what I did last night. It was like 3 a.m. and I was like, you know what? Do I need to go for a drive? And I was like, no, I don't need to go anywhere. I can sit with this. And I just put my hand on my heart and I said, Michelle, you're scared right now. You're terrified and it's okay. So I invite you all to do that right now. Put your hand on your heart, close your eyes. And if you're in distress, and if you need money, if you need good health, if you need, a family member, I need to pray for a family member, put your hand on your heart and just say, it is okay for me to be scared. This is scary. I've never been in this position before. I don't know what's next. I don't know the next right step to take. But universe, spirit, God, can you please jump into my body and change me into the woman or man who can do it? Let me just get out of my head and let me go back to sleep, or let me wake up, get coffee, do something, and just let me flow. Let me just be inspired to be guided to get the next best thing. And that's what I like to do. And that's how I talk to myself in the middle of the night. I just acknowledge it, I soothe it, and I say, Michelle, it's okay. Because that's essentially our inner child, scared and feeling like she's going to die, or feeling like she's not going to have enough resources, or whatever it is. And you have to soothe him or her down in the moment and let him or her know that you're there, and that we don't have to create anything on our own. We can leave it up to the Holy Spirit, to God, to the universe to take care of us. And the right steps, I believe, when we offer it up, right? We like lay it on a platter and say, universe, I can't handle this burden. Can you please do it for me? I believe that's when the swooping energy comes in and the universe brings you the miracle story. One of my clients, she was possibly going to lose her home, and the movers, I think it was the movers that were coming to do a quote to see how much it would be to move. I'm not sure. So if I'm wrong, sorry if my client's listening. I don't know if I had the story correct, but it was the mover that came, and he was actually her ticket. He started a conversation with her and he asked to hire her because she's a business coach and she was going to write a business plan for his business. And what he was offering to pay her, what she charged him, was just about the money that she needed to keep her home. So how cool is it that God, the Holy Spirit, spoke through that man and literally was giving her the funds to keep her house. Meanwhile, he was one of the guys that was coming to kind of like energetically move her out of that house. So that's how it works. It always works at the 11th hour. And then she attracted 2 more clients that was able to surpass the amount of money that she needed to keep her home. So it worked. And I had another friend who, I'm probably going to do a video on this, but I think she was wanting to manifest, crap, I forget how much it was. I'm going to hold off. Anyway, she manifested a large amount of money. And it was after she started watching some of my manifestation videos, and the money came through in such a unique way. Like, unfortunately, a friend of the family, or I think a stepfather or something, passed away, and like the stepson didn't get any money, but the friend of the guy that passed away felt bad that the stepson didn't get any money, and he ended up getting a portion of the money. He gave his entire portion to the stepson, and that amount was exactly what the wife was manifesting, who was my client and my friend. And she was watching my videos and she manifested the money. I can't remember how much it was. I think it was $20,000. I don't know. I'll have to ask her so I got to get all the details so I can make a full success video on that. But how cool is that? So unfortunately, like, obviously people's souls are choosing to leave at certain times. She's not manifesting that, but she definitely manifested the friend thinking, oh wow, like that stepson, he didn't get any money. I'm going to give him my entire portion. Like, that's the Holy Spirit speaking through people. So your miracle is going to arrive, and you just have to believe that it's possible. You don't have to ask how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. It will just show up when the time is right. We can't control the outcome of our situation. We have to just remember that we are powerful co-creators. Okay, so we're going to do the Wild Offering Oracle. This is by Tosha Silver. Okay, aging. This is a unique one. I am with unlimited love. Or I'm sorry, I am one with unlimited love beyond all seeming restrictions of age. I am filled with joy, energy, and beauty, a vessel for the divine Shakti. So this is kind of like, maybe somebody out there is worried about your age, or maybe you think you're too old to start something, too young, like you don't know enough to have your own business. You just feel like you're not. I always see this card as just the not good enough card. Because you think about somebody who's older, and if they're questioning, well, I can't do this, or I don't look good anymore, or I'm aging. Aging is always an insecurity for some people. So when I get this in a reading, it's saying like, it's never not time. We can do anything at any time. And if anything, we defy odds when we do that. We like choose to break the mold, and we be different, and we just do the thing that nobody thought we could do. And my leg is getting a little numb, so I'm going to move this. Okay, here we go. All right, we're going to do another Tosha card. Tosha Silver also wrote Outrageous Openness, which is one of my favorite books. Okay, we have the bee. Creative blocks. If you're an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from my blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. So sometimes we procrastinate, we don't do those things because we put the restrictions of age and our, how young we are, how old we are, our looks, our size, our voice. Maybe we don't like the sound of our voice, but we're needing to start a podcast or something. There's no good time to start. You just start doing it. And the creative block might be those restrictions that you're putting on yourself because you have this limiting belief that other people are going to think it, but nobody's thinking it but you. And then you're actually manifesting the one thing that you don't want, which is never fulfilling your mission. So in order to move through these creative blocks, you just have to get started and just go. And sometimes those anxiety filled nights are that motivator. You wake up and you're like, I never want to feel that way again. What can I do right now to get my ass in gear to start breaking that pattern of not taking action and procrastinating? Because it's all just our fear. It's our fear of being successful or our fear of failing. Okay, I just got guided to do the Spirit Song Tarot, which is an animal tarot deck. So we're going to see, we have the King of Feathers, the Lion, Logic and Justice, which is the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is overanalyzing, overthinking. First card, the Starfish, Eight of Shells, Quest Renewal. So this is the Eight of Cups. I'm going to read this to you guys. Here we go. Eight of Shells. Starfish is the guardian of healing and regeneration. She disentangles herself from what she doesn't need and moves forth with the new pulse of life. She will teach you to maneuver successfully in a situation and to nurture your personal power. Starfish will help you discover your innate abilities to find new opportunities in search of higher truth and possessing divine information from earth and sky. Starfish is reminding you to follow your own starlight, flow with the waters of trust, and be confident in knowing what is right for you. Take the time you need to rest and renew. Keywords: letting go, end of a cycle, quest renewal, healing, soul searching, emotional courage. And I'm opening up a group coaching program for about 12 people, men and women, all are welcome. And we are going to dive in for 6 weeks. You guys are going to get half one-on-one sessions with me and then half group sessions with the group. So we're going to do 3 and 3. So for the 6 weeks, every week, you're either going to do a group call with everybody, or you're going to do a personal call with me. And we are going to move you in the direction that your soul is calling you to go. We're going to transform your beliefs. I'm going to help you set boundaries. I'm going to help you heal. I'm going to help you overcome the mind and the fear that is blocking you in your life. And when you do all of these steps, I have a 20-step transformational process. When you do each step, you're actually doing manifestation steps. So what happens is organically you start manifesting things. And within the 6 weeks, you're going to see change and you're going to meet new people to connect with. You're going to be surrounding yourself with high vibrational people, which also affects your vibration in your daily life. Because now you're hopping on calls with us every single week, which is throwing a wrench into the wheel and changing your life. So if you want to join, email me. There's a link below. You can sign up, you can look into it and see if it feels right for you. But if you sign up before Monday, June 3rd, it is $19.99, $1,999. I got my 999 in there. And then if you're a little laid back and procrastinating, and if you wait too long, then it's going to be over 2,000. It's going to be 2,111. So I got our 111. But you're going to be saving $100 or so just by signing up, and committing to your growth. And when we invest in ourselves, I believe, I've seen it, we get the money back. All of my mentorship clients have always gotten that money back, and it comes back pretty quickly too. But this is what I'm talking about. We can't do it ourselves. If we want to be manifesting our dream life, we can't just keep, if nothing's showing up, we can't just keep doing the same thing. You have to know what to do different. And that's what this 20-step process is you become different. And I teach you how, and you actually physically do it. And it's not hard. It's actually really easy. And you just commit to doing it. And before you know it, in a month and a half, your life is changing and everything. You're not dealing with that anxiety in the middle of the night as much. I haven't had that in months. So it becomes less frequent. It's always going to be there. You're always going to feel the squeeze, but it's not all the time. You're not just like always struggling. So feel free to join. You can just email me and say, hey, Michelle, I'm interested in your group coaching. So it's group coaching, but you're going to get a ton of one-on-one time with me. So if you have fear about being in a group, don't worry. You can just be in there and be a fly on the wall, or you can interact with everybody. Okay, we have the High Priestess. Yep. Intuition, sacred knowledge. Got some cat energy. All right, let's open up and see. The High Priestess. The keeper of sacred knowledge links balances invisibly between the conscious and unconscious worlds. She knows that all that is hidden will one day be revealed, and that truth will eventually surface into consciousness. Her clairvoyance and divine wisdom encourage you to embark on your sacred inner journey. There you go. It's a journey within. You have to transform yourself in order to move out of out of lack or out of no manifestations coming in or a poor relationship. It says, look within and trust the calming rhythm of your intuition, for it will eventually open the doorway to knowledge that will help you recognize your spiritual power. So my program is called Transform Me, and it's called Transform Me for a reason, because you're choosing to transform you. So when you're clicking it, I'm brainwashing you into saying, transform me. I'm ready. I want to do this. I'm not saying I'm going to transform you. I'm making you say it toward yourself. Transform me. I am doing this for me. Michelle's not doing it for me. I am doing it for me. I'm just creating the container and giving you the steps, and then you get to do it. And you get to become the high priestess who pulls the subconscious into the conscious, or the unconscious into the conscious. And the birds are confirming it all. You're taking what you can't see that's been blocking you, and you're moving it to the forefront, and you're doing it with help. So it's not scary, and you don't have to do it alone, and you can be with people who have the same exact fears, and they have the same blocks. And that's what my Awaken Your Magic community is. And that's why I started the group coaching, because in my community, it was so cool to watch everybody interact, and they all had similar blocks, and we all were magnetized to each other. And now people are having breakthroughs, and they're manifesting $10,000, and they're manifesting saving their homes or moving out of their homes. And it's because they're in a community where they feel energetically protected and safe, like somebody's doing it with them, even though they're doing it on their own. So when I saw this happening, I was like, I need to do this with more people and invite more people in, kind of like my mentorship. So I was like, let's do a group coaching. So it's a short period of time where I give you all the tools that you need. You don't have to lock in for a lifetime. But when you do join my group coaching, guess what? You're going to get a discounted rate to get into my community for life. So it's only going to be that $33. So you're going to then have the community of the group coaching, and then you're going to be put into another community with the people that are already in there, and they're already having success. So now you're elevating yourself even more, because you're going to come from a community of people that were like you, and then you elevate, and then you're going to jump into Awaken Your Magic, where people are elevating a little bit, advanced. They might be a little bit more advanced than you, but they're going to pull you into that energy, and who knows, you might surpass them. We have to surround ourselves with people that are smarter than us, more advanced than us, because they can lead us in the right direction. Okay, companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. And I love the purple in this card, which it matches my shirt. My guides always match my outfits. So companionship, maybe a partnership might be coming in for you. You transforming the partnership, understanding, maybe someone's coming back around. I was on a client call yesterday with a friend. It wasn't really a client call, but we were talking about the energetics of the twin flame dynamic, or soulmates, or what limerence is. And it's such a fine line, because the obsession is there, but the obsession could be there because it's a karmic. And it could be you creating a story thinking this person's it, but they're the lesson. They're not treating you poorly, or they're not treating you well. They're treating you poorly, but you're obsessed with it. And that's the unhealthy pattern that you have to break out of. And a twin flame is always going to protect you. And that's sometimes why they ghost you, is because they're so triggered that they don't want to say anything mean, so they just leave you be. Or they, don't talk about you to anybody else because they want to kind of protect you, because they don't want anyone to know about your connection. Because if it eventually comes to fruition, you know, they don't want to have had said anything bad about you, because then they might end up with you. So it's such a tricky little battle to figure out. But the companionship card is saying maybe you just need to be more present with yourself in order for you to attract somebody that is treating you well. Because these partnerships, these karmics, they don't come in and give you presents. They're just looking to take from you. They're looking to toy with you. They're looking to see, like, and what I was talking about with my friend was, if a man's coming back into your life out of nowhere, he needs to work to make up for whatever damage was done before. Or if it's a woman coming back, same thing. If they treated you poorly, you're not just going to accept a one-line text, and that's sending them the message that you're so, like, there's no boundaries, you don't have any boundaries, and you don't respect yourself, and you don't consider yourself worthy, that you're letting somebody come back in after not talking to you for a year, and they're getting your full attention right in the first 5 minutes that they text you. That does not send a good message. What you need to do, and this is what we're going to talk about in my coaching program, I'm going to teach you how to respond to these text messages. I'm going to teach you about your worth. I'm going to teach you that if somebody wants to be in your life, they're going to make space for you. If somebody's not making space for you, they are not meant for you, right? Even if it's just not right now, but you're not going to entertain that, because if you're entertaining that and you're letting somebody come in and just pull on your energy whenever they want, and they're getting your goodness, no, they have to work for it. They have to show up, they have to apologize, they have to consistently pursue you for weeks, through texts, through calls, before they get to be in your energy field. So do not give your power away. Stay firm, stay strong, and say, no, I'm not gonna do this. I love myself too much to put myself back in that obsession or that waiting energy. Okay, that was a really good message for somebody. All right, now we're gonna do Work Your Light. I haven't done this in a while. This is like an old soul deck. It's like past lives, Akashic records, all of that jazz. Okay, so we have two cards. We have boundaries. You guys, where do you need to establish better boundaries? How funny is that? Yeah, warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? I freaking love this card. This card just hits my bones. I love Wonder Woman, and I just have always felt like Wonder Woman in my life. After my loss, I always felt like, you feel like Superwoman. You feel like you overcame something that was really difficult. But when I first got this deck and saw this card, I was like, this is me. I've always wanted to get like a painting or some sort of photo of me kind of like in the Wonder Woman costume or in this energy, for my home, just to remind me of my power, that if somebody's going to come into my life, they better honor me, because I'm honoring me, and I'm not going to settle for somebody else that doesn't see what I see in me, because I see this, I see her. I know every step that I've taken to get myself where I am today in my life, and I know all the bad things that I've done, and I'm owning it, and I'm cutting through all the BS, and I'm choosing what's best for me, and I'm setting boundaries, and so are you. This is not about me, this is you guys. So you are becoming this warrior woman who's not settling. You are so strong, and saying no. Even people that are trying to use you for your energy, or use you for, hey, can you go do this for me? Say you're like in the middle of starting your podcast, and a family member texts you and they ask you to go do something for them. That is a boundary that is being crossed. You have to say, no, I'm choosing my mission. I'm not letting this distract me, because that's what a warrior woman does. She chooses her mission. All right. I'm just going to quickly put some of these decks back. Sun is a little hot on my back, but it feels good because there's still a breeze. And it's super early. What time is it? Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. I went and watched the sunrise this morning. It was really nice. Let's do... Okay, we're going to do a manifestation deck. And oh my gosh, we haven't even done Micah Magic. I didn't even do all of my decks over here that I normally do. Okay, this is Abraham Hicks's deck. So we're gonna get a message. Also, you guys, guess what? I just signed up for the training to become a all game guide, which is Awareness, Love, and Light. And it is a game that is so incredibly fun. It's a board game all about the universe. So I'm going to get to be a guide, and I will be doing it on Zoom. I will do it in person. So I think the rate is going to be $222 per game. So it's like a 4 or 5 hour game, and it's so fun. And you're going to get to be on Zoom with me, and we're going to roll the dice. I'll roll the dice for you. There's going to be little figurines that you pick as your game pieces. There's cards that we're going to pull, and the universe is going to reflect back to you where you are on your spiritual journey. And it's going to tell you what you need to do and what your blocks are. So when I'm doing the group coaching program, I'm also going to be offering the game to them as well. So I have to go through a little bit of training first. So I'll keep you guys posted. But the two cards we got was the subject of money is really two subjects. The subject of money is really two subjects. One, money, plenty of money, and two, absence of money, not nearly enough money. Often people assume that because they are speaking the words, I want more money, they are speaking positively about money. When you are feeling fear or discomfort as you speak, you are not speaking of the subject of money. You are speaking of the subject of not enough money. So you can't say you want more money. Remember, more money is not going to solve your money issues. You have to get used to being neutral. So this is saying, and the difference is very important because the first subject brings money and the second holds it away. So you have to start getting into the energy of, I already have plenty. Look at my house, it's so abundant. Look at my body, I have my health. Look at the trees, they have beautiful leaves, and you're just embracing the abundance all around you. All right, the second card we have, I will praise success wherever I see it. So that's you accepting the abundance that's all around you. You're acknowledging success. It says, when you find yourself critical of the way anyone has attracted or is using, wow, it's another money card. Okay, let's start over. When you find yourself critical of the way anyone has attracted or is using money, you are pushing money away from you. Wow. Take that in, you guys. When you're judging somebody else and how they're using money, you're pushing it away. You are pushing away money from you. But when you realize that what others do with money has nothing to do with you, and that your primary work is to think and speak and do what feels good to you, then you will be in alignment not only about the subject of money, but about every important subject in your physical experience. That's really freaking awesome. So don't worry about what everybody else is doing. And this is the struggle that I had in my family this week, was everybody's so concerned with everybody else. And I was trying to guide some of my family members, like, listen, like what other people do is not our business. Even if they're our loved ones, even if they're our children, we have to let them learn on their own. And if you're sitting in your house overthinking how somebody is spending their money or how somebody is living their life, what are you doing? How are you adding value to the world? If you're throwing hate and shade and just literally thinking about somebody else, you're not putting anything good out into the universe. You're making it worse, and you're actually hurting yourself, because most of the time when we're judging someone else, a negative thought will follow after about, how we feel about that person, or the judgment comes in, or whatever it is. And now you're wishing something negative upon somebody, and what you wish for others, you wish for yourself. So these two messages are really awesome. Like, talk of abundance in money and like in nature and what you have, like be grateful for everything you have, with that talking good about money and not saying I want more. I have enough, and I know that more is always coming. You're just getting used to that. And then I will praise success. So you're not judging other people's success or failure, because if somebody's being successful around you with money, you're next. You have to switch that dynamic to be like, wow, if I'm seeing it, if you're seeing anything in your reality, it's a reflection of you. You have it in you. So if you're seeing chaos, you have chaos. If you're seeing success and abundance and trips and people all around you having so much fun in their life, you're next. You just have to consider yourself worthy of receiving it. Okay. Again, the other leg is now numb. All right, all right, all right. And I just heard whoever you're spending your time with, it's affecting you. You have to start saying no to people that drain your energy. And if people keep asking you for things, if they keep, um, pulling you to do things for them, at some point you have to take the helicopter view, and you're going to be watching yourself throughout the day and seeing who pokes you, who's distracting you, who's pulling you away from your alignment. Because if you're struggling with money, if you're struggling with relationships, what is pulling you away from working on it? And that's why working with somebody like me or your friends or another coach or just a therapist, you choosing to not go to the distractions, you're choosing to hop on Zoom with me every week, you're making a choice. You're saying, I choose myself. I know I'm worthy of this help. I am worthy of investing in myself. Instead of me giving my energy here and dispersing it in all different ways. I just saw an octopus and like all the tentacles dispersed in all these different ways. You're distracted. You're not able to see that you're the one that's suffering and you're the one that needs to be nurtured. And when you make a decision to choose to work with somebody like me, you are nurturing the heck out of yourself. You're saying, I love myself. So it's like you taking your 10-year-old self and bringing them over, and I'm like nurturing them and like cheering them on and telling them that you can dream big, you can go after your dreams. Like imagine me saying that to your child. You would feel so good watching me nurture your child. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're signing up for a coaching session with a healer or a therapist, or when you join a coaching program or a community. You're literally taking your inner child to a better environment where they're not distracted and being pulled on and being used. So keep that in mind. All right, we're going to end with some Micah magic. Oh my God, you guys, I just dropped the whole deck. I just dropped the whole deck. Side note, I made an entire coffee this morning, dropped it all over my stove. I just dropped Micah Magic. There's something else that I dropped earlier. I feel like my energy is all over the place. And we just got a messages coming through text or email. So this could be symbolic of, you guys might be feeling that energy where everything seems to be falling apart. Maybe it's like a tower moment. Not sure. That's just what came through. Thank your guides for all you have. So if you're in lack right now, pause and just look around and say, I have enough. I have air in my lungs. What if I was paralyzed? What if I was in the hospital bed? What if I was homeless? And if you are dealing with any of those things, I'm sending you the biggest hug. But what is it that you're needing to learn? Why are we here? Why did we attract this situation? What does our soul want to do with this in the future? Is it going to be part of our mission that we overcame it? Is it going to be our come up story? Share the love. Yes, you're going to be sharing your story. Also, I'm starting to write a book about my 20-step transformational process to help you guys manifest your dream life. So I'm going to be selling it. It's going to be an online ebook. It's going to be kind of like a step-by-step guide on like if you want change in your life, if you want to manifest something. I'm going to give you the 20 steps that I do. And they're very detailed, and it's foolproof. You can't do it wrong, but you're going to do it in the sequence that I write it in the book. And it's kind of like a cool book. It's going to be like a kind of like a checklist, but I'm going to explain it so you know exactly what to do. And then you're just going to do it all. And then you're going to sit back and say, universe, I trust. I did Michelle's 20 step, I said 12, 20-step process. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. And then you go into your cave and then you watch the universe bring it to you. Set energetic boundaries. Again, we have double boundaries cards. So that's you. When you go into your cave, you're saying no to all of those distractions. Whoever is distracting you, this is really like strong right now. My guides are like pushing me from behind. You're being distracted. Every hour today, I need you to pause and ask yourself, where could I be creating something to support myself? Where could I be adding value to the world? Where am I procrastinating to keep myself safe? Where am I not wanting to be seen because I'm scared of my age or what I look like or that I'm going to say something wrong? Remember, the Holy Spirit speaks through you. Get your voice out there. We need you. People need to know that you exist and release the past. That's the distractions. You're letting go of the old lifestyle that keeps you small. Again, the helicopter view they just showed me. Picture you. You're like a little cute doll figurine. Who's around you? What people are around you? Are they clapping for you? Are they cheering you on? Or are they over there pointing fingers and judging you? We need to pluck you out of that situation and surround you with people that are going to cheer you on. And you don't have to move to do that. You just have to connect. We have the blessing of social media. We have the blessing of Zoom. You just need to close your blinds, hop on the computer, and be around a new group of people who are going to cheer you on. And then when you go back out and you're around those same people who are in judgment, you're going to repel them. They're not even going to be able to look at you because you're so bright and vibrant and you're vibrating higher now. So it's actually going to repel them. Okay, final message, co-create your days. This is you making it a point to get outside every morning, have a morning routine, journal. What do I want to create today? Holy Spirit, universe, God, angels, move me to create something that will add value to myself, to my life, to my family, to my bank account. And you're asking to be used for good. And I just saw, sorry, I'm always so like, I want more. Heal yourself and help others heal. So when you sign up to move yourself and elevate yourself and vibrate higher, you're actually doing it to your kids, you're doing it to your parents, you're doing it to your siblings, because you are energetically connected. You're tied to all of them. So anytime you heal, you're helping your mom heal, you're helping your dad heal, you're helping your kids, your husband, your wife. And sometimes we end up watching a video like this and the family unit is needing healing, and it happens to be you that signed up for it, but your soul is resistant and you're like, wait, how am I going to pay for this? Or I don't really know if I want to go deep into this, or it feels too overwhelming in my life. But you're watching this and hearing all of this right now because you're being called to do it, because your family needs you. And by you investing in yourself and healing and figuring it out and being like, oh my gosh, if I change, then they all change. And it's gold. And it's so cool how it works. And it's consistent. And I've seen it in my life. Every time I do a healing session with my mentor, my family members change. They start to say more things. They start to be more considerate. And they're being considerate with me. And it's still a work in progress with other people because when they're around me, I pull it out of them. So keep that in mind too. If other family members start to heal with you, but you see them revert back to old patterns, that's because your energy is what's making them better. So when you're not around, they kind of slip back into old patterns, which is okay. We all do that. But the more you heal, the more they stay out of those patterns. And you don't even have to teach them. You don't have to share what you're healing with them. You just do the healing with us and everything changes. The people at your work will change. Your boss will change. Your entire reality, like I said, that little figurine and who you're surrounded with, when you change, they will all just start walking away from you and leaving you alone. It is magic, but you have to be willing to step into the container and be around people that love you. And that is you knowing your worth and you knowing that you're not going to stay in these environments anymore. The universe is not going to let us. It's literally going to poke us and be like, you need to move. You need to get out of this job. You need to go here. You need to change this relationship. It's going to get so painful. And you want to have a backup plan. You want to have people that can support you when you're going through that transition. All right, lovies, I'm starting to get a little hot out here. I am sending you so much love. If you want to join my group coaching program, I'm accepting 12 people, men and women. If you sign up before June 3rd, it's $19.99, $1,999. And then if you sign up afterwards, I'm going to leave it open for a week. It'll be $2,111. And you can pay with a credit card. You can pay with PayPal. There's payment plans on there too. So I know money is tight for a lot of people, but we are not going to say that. We are going to say we are abundant and the universe provides when we choose to do our healing. So you can sign up for that. You can sign up for Awaken Your Magic, my community. But if you sign up for my coaching program, you get a discounted lifetime rate of $33 a month. I'm also going to be starting a members only on YouTube for anybody that just wants extra videos. So I might do that. I might do that for like 2222 or 1111. I'm not sure yet. So I feel the push to put more. I want to reach more. I want to give people more content. I want to give people more teachings. And I also want to supply myself with beautiful abundance so that I can live in a way that supports me so that I can support you. So I have a lot of things moving and grooving right now, but everything's in my description box. And you can always just email me and be like, Michelle, I feel called to work with you, but I just don't know what. Let me know what's the best option. And then I can hear what you're going through and guide you to, if you are financially struggling, I might say, hey, one session might be enough for you. Or if I think that you're somebody who would really benefit from the group setting, I would push you to do that and to expand yourself. I took a fear course 2 years ago that was about $2,000. I did not have the $2,000, but guess what happened? I put it on a credit card. 2 weeks later, I get paid for my mindfulness program $4,000. So it paid for my my certification, my fear certification, and then I also earned $2,000. So I got double. And it's because I took the leap of faith and I was like, no, I know the universe always provides. And I've had so many clients who pay for my mentorship and they get that money back. They get $2,000 back. So trust, if you've never done that before, this might be your call to action. Sometimes you just got to do it. You got to sign up and see how the universe rewards you for choosing yourself and not putting your energy over here where people are taking from you, and you're spending money on you and that 10-year-old version of you that never was cherished like this. So hold yourself to that strong standard that you're worthy of this. And I'm somebody, hopefully, if you're on my channel, that you can trust, and I won't lead you astray, and I will give you the exact tools, and I will do my best. I can't take on your karma, I can't take on your lessons, but I can help you see what they are so that you can navigate them with ease and grace and not with anxiety and stress. Okay? Because the anxiety and stress is always going to be there, but it's how do we respond to it? Okay? Just like me, I know how to respond now in the middle of the night to my anxiety. I know to sit down and do a reading because I know somebody else might be experiencing it too. Where the old me wouldn't show up on camera, I'd be freaked out. I would think my life was imploding and I would hide. But now I know how to handle it. And I know the more I put myself out there and be more vulnerable, people connect and we're like, oh, we're not alone. And then I can inspire you to not hide either. Come out of your shell. We need you. All right, lovies, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Help me get this message out there to more people. The more you guys like and comment, the more people get the same comfort and the same soothing energy that you guys are all receiving. So if I help you in any way, please support me so that we can help others. We have like a dual mission here. I give to you guys support me, and that way you're supporting a whole other soul tribe that we're going to attract. All right, I will see you in the next one. I am sending you so much love. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. All right, peace out.